Good afternoon, everyone. This is Nate G. This is a substitute DPL session. It is June 4th. It is pretty near the close of the day. And I just wanted to come on and provide a little bit of insight on what might be going on in the market at the moment, what we're looking for, some trades that I've done, and maybe we can look for some trade opportunities for later in the week and maybe set up a trade that, or a trade or two that might play out through the week. As you know, Nate's on vacation this week, so the room is closed, so everyone is sort of on their own. And it's been kind of an interesting week so far. Let me come in here and put on my session break lines here. So we've had kind of some couple of similar days to what we had on Friday, and Friday was, which we were all in the room, was this big sell-off. This is Friday here, and then we put in a bottom, and that was meant by some really, really sharp buying, and just an absolute reversal off of a sell-off. And what you'll see sometimes is this pattern or general pattern sort of repeats itself. So you see there on Friday, we had this sell off and buy and push high. We had a little bit of a gap up this Monday, but we had a very similar pattern. We sold off, we kind of came in, we made a bottom, and then we had buying going into the close, and we pushed, we didn't make new highs, but we had a nice push into the close there with people buying up this dip, right? And if we had come in here and put in a little line, we're almost to, now this is all a little bit more in hindsight, but you can see we're continuing this trend up here. So today we didn't really come in with a big gap, and we actually kind of opened down a little bit, but we drifted sideways for a bit, and we kind of rolled and put in a low, and then we got a bunch of buying. We came up into this double top area from Monday's high, right? We tapped it and we rolled over. This was a great spot for a sniper hit, because we had that sort of clearly defined level from Monday, and those double tops almost always create a really strong resistance level, at least in the short term. And we came back into this trend level that you've seen that I've drawn. What we have here is an ascending triangle, and we've touched it once. We've now touched it twice. We're a few minutes from the close here, so I don't think we're going to touch it again, but I'd be interested to see how tomorrow starts to shape up. If we excuse me, if we kind of come back in here and retest this line, and then we push up, right? And we break out of this ascending triangle level. This could completely break down as well. I don't really know, but that's kind of the pattern that you see developing here, is that ascending triangle pattern that usually breaks to the high side. And then usually on the third test of a resistance level is when we see that break. So watch for that to kind of push up, retest, right? We always get a little bit of a retest, and then see if it can't go, right? We could see a false breakout and then a breakdown. But if we start to look at some of the overall, the larger chart here, right? We're coming up and we're looking to potentially test that recent high. This is the SPY. All-time high was 352.92 there. And, we've come off of that. We've had a healthy pullback. If we come out to the daily, I can kind of show you what that looks like. Let me get rid of that line. We've had a healthy pullback down into the 34 area. We did pierce it and then immediately started getting bought up. Came back down into that 21 area, and then we immediately got bought up. And we're forming that ascending triangle for a break, potentially a break up to test that most recent high and push through it. Now, I don't know what's going to happen, but that pattern is pretty a pretty clear pattern, and we'll most likely test that level for the third time. I would think tomorrow if we don't break down or gap down. So that will be interesting to see what happens, and if we just sort of push up and away. Names like Nvidia just will not stop. I mean, Nvidia is pushing new highs today. Apple is not pushing new highs yet, but they are coming into, I think this 200 level on Apple is a magnet. I think we're going to come up and test that, I would think. But obviously the market has to sort of cooperate and keep us going. From a sniper trading perspective, it's been a pretty good week in terms of the sniper trades. We've had like this morning was a more of a sniper 1.0 type environment. And then this afternoon we got into a little bit more of a sniper 2.0 environment, with a little bit more of some sustained moves. The reverse happened on Monday. We had a sniper 2.0 environment here, and then it got kind of tight here for more of like a 1.0 environment. So being able to switch back and forth between the two, and then if we go to Friday, which we talked about here, is this was all a 2.0 environment, right? We had this move down to here, and then we had this move back up here. With some sustained areas of just sort of 1.0 moves, but that was a pretty amazing move. And when we got this huge move into the close, I was not in that to the long side. We were getting close to the close of the day, and I had already kind of shut it down and taking profits, didn't want to risk anything else. And then we got that just massive move. So kind of a bummer to have missed that, but you don't really know when those are coming. So it's sort of hard to plan for those. But snipers have been working pretty well over the last few days. So I hope a couple of you are doing those and finding some success. And hopefully, maybe a little bit later this week, I'll come in and I'll record a few live sniper trades to try and give us some I guess live trading, but after the fact, because you won't actually be able to see that happen live. I thought we could go through and take a look at a few TPS setups. I'm going to use SAM, see kind of what's out there. Figured we'd just sort of do it together from scratch. That way you all know how these are done, and you can practice doing them the same way, so you can go out and find setups just like them. All right, so what I'm going to do is pull up SAM, and I'm going to pull SAM over here into this window. And we'll start on the S&P, and I'm going to sort by the S up column, and we're going to see what's in here, and then we're going to go take a look at them. All right. So what I'm looking for, we've done this before. I'm looking for sort of these nested squeezes. I love the 78, 130, 30 minutes kind of time frames, and we can see that, and I'm going to write them down separately. We're going to look at INTAP. We'll look at that on a 78. ISRG, on a 130. Let's see. We'll look at LLY on a 30-minute chart. We'll look at let's see, GEN on a 130. This thing's updating as we go. DGX maybe on a 30. Let's see what else we have. Got a couple of 130 and 195 squeezes. TROW on a 195. TDG on a 195. Let's see if there's anything else that kind of stands out. Okay, let's look at the NASDAQ. Whoops. See what we can find here. We're going to do the S up. We already have ISRG, right? BKNG, but BKNG is just way too expensive, so we're not going to look at that. ADSK on a 30-minute. Okay. Not as many here on the NASDAQ. Let's see. HON on the weekly? No, that's going to be too crazy. Costco's got one on the 195. I always like to look at cost, so let's look at cost on the 195. Let's see if there's any more. Let's look at Nate's watch list. InTap we already have. Did we put LOI? We did. Not too many other nested. A+ here on GoDaddy. Yeah, let's put GoDaddy. GDDY on the 130. All right. Let's see. Coin on the 195. I mean, if you haven't seen the Bitcoin chart, I mean, that's just bananas. Okay, and then let's see if there's anything in mine. Just take a couple of ganders here. Yeah, Costco. Ooh, Monster on the 195. We'll look at that. MSTR. Nope, that's going to be. That's not Monster. That's MSTR. Sorry. Let's see. Yeah, coin, and then let's see what D-Man's got going on. InTap, ISRG, ATR. We got BSX already. LLY. Let's see what else we're looking at. AI on the 30-minute. All right. We'll look at that. That should probably give us enough names to go through right now. Look for a TPS setup. And so like I was saying a minute ago, if you haven't seen this Bitcoin chart, I mean, get out of town with this thing. This thing's just ready to go rip to new highs, in my opinion. I mean, this is probably, I haven't even looked at this. We are probably in a... We broke out of that channel. We're consolidating here. Nice 195. 195 is firing long. We're not in a daily yet, but this 195 here is already firing long. That thing is just a beauty. Absolute beauty. So I imagine coin is going to be looking pretty good. Okay, so let's go through these one by one and see what we like. So let's start with NTAP. And we wanted to look at that on like a 78-minute chart. Oh yeah. Man, remember this, that we were trying to play this on an earnings beat, and it took so long it even broke down a little bit before it wanted to rip. Let's see what it looks like here on the daily. God, that looks great. That's definitely all-time high, yeah? Yeah, for sure. I wonder what... Just want to see... We take that pullback. That's the 1272. That's the 618. That's interesting. It might be due for a bit of a pullback. We don't have earnings for a while. I like Intap to 130 as well. Yep. 130 minute. I would want to see that off of 117.54 level for a long. It's coming right into, I'm going to get rid of this green line. I'm going to put this green line up here at the recent high. And then we're going to have a definite value area high right here. 119 basically. And then a value area low, kind of 116.50 area, 116.48. You can kind of see that over here on the chart with this spike through breakdown and reclaim. Let's go to a 10-minute. Yeah, so it's respecting this level down here. 117.53 is definitely our point of control. And it's bouncing up against this resistance level at 119. So what I'd like to see happen is I'm going to put an alert just above this point of control level. All right, and if we can come in tomorrow on a little morning pullback, 117.50 area would be a great spot to pick this up for a play up into 121, and then an extension up into 123 would be target number 2. So that's a play that I like. We're playing the 195. Oh, I see. This pullback was after earnings. How were earnings? Positive on both, so probably profit taking here, right? We popped up, we gapped down, a little bit of a breakdown and reclaim. We're above that point of control, so I like this for a continued move. I just don't want to buy it. I just don't want to buy it right here, and it may go without me, and that's totally fine. But I like this one, and I would probably play it not this week, but out to next week would probably be my play on that. So Intap is one that I do like. So I'm going to put a little star on that on my page. Let's take a look at ISRG. What were we looking at? A 130 on that? Yep. That one also looks great. It's also extended. I would like to see that. That looks like it's ready to go without me. You might get lucky. I mean, look how many times. I mean, every day. Here, let's go down to so that level at 398.61 area. It's touched every single day and or kind of pierced through, right? So today on a morning dip, yesterday on, basically following the market, here, breakdown and reclaim. So I will kind of want to play that area, but it does look like it's pretty much ready to get up and get out of here. Kind of an intermediary value area, high area, value area, high area. That's too many areas. Probably put a little bit of a line here. And then there's just not a clear level up here for it to come up and touch again. But you can see we broke out and reclaimed that area there. And then, I'd put another value area low, down here. So a pullback into this area, this 399 area, 398.70 area, could be good for along an ISRG. If you were feeling aggressive, you could even take a more minor pullback into this 402 area, 402.73 potentially. The only issue is your stop would be, I would think your stop would need to be relatively tight. Because if you wait till you come down into this lower point of control level, then you can use, a stop area here below that value area low, which gives you a better risk reward than trying something way up here. So, and if you're feeling super aggressive, I don't know, I'm just putting this one on watch. I'm going to put an alert on that line. And I'm also going to put an alert on this line. And then I'm going to write down in the morning, I might check and see if it looks like it wants to come down into 405 and hold. We've pushed up here, reclaimed, and kind of pushed up again. If we get a little wick down, it might want to go tomorrow. I don't know. That'll be an interesting one to be on watch for tomorrow as well. Okay, so a little star on ISRG. I'm probably going to like a bunch of these, so this is going to be a longer video than I thought. LLY. Whoops. Come on. LLY. 30-minute. Oh my goodness. Man, if you don't like that chart, you're just blind. Or not a TPS trader. That could also be a reason to not like that chart. But if you're a TPS style trader, that's a beauty. 30-minute. Look at that thing. That's all-time high, isn't it? Oh, yeah, no question. God dang. All right, 3 for 3 on charts I like. This is a little bit shorter term trade. There's our point of control. God, this is an expensive stock. I'd forgotten that. But the nice thing is you can play this week's expiration on this, potentially. And so you're not having to, pay weeks out because it's a 30-minute chart, right? And I really only just want to see this. Let's see. I'd like it really off the 21 right there. Maybe something into tomorrow. Whew, man, that's a tough one because that's your value area low. And then your value area high. Kind of there with some spikes. And then you've got this thing here. Let's see what that looks like on a 5-minute. Okay, so you're clearly excuse me, up into resistance. We're testing both this value area high level and this trend line. And then if we're going for targets, right? So if we get our tool, our long position tool, and we do get an entry at point of control, that's a little better than 2-to-1 risk reward. I like that. You could set. Yeah, I mean, you could. I say you could. I mean, I could buy stock. I mean, I could buy options expiring this week if I get a move down to that 280. Sorry, 829.50 area, which I'm going to set an alert there. If it comes down into that area or even into this 825, you could do a put credit spread below that for this week or next week, depending on what it's going to pay you, maybe for next week. Considering this thing is looking nice and strong. Whoops, I did not want to move that. Let's see. I always like to kind of look at, these pullbacks. 1272 is there. 618, we're kind of up through that 618, so that's okay. So I like LLY as well on this 30-minute chart. Good RR, especially if you're planning to capture more of the larger move into the 1272. Those two targets, your secondary target, your risk reward is 3-1, which I really like. So LLY looks good. All right, I'm hoping to come across one I don't like because this is a long list. All right, let's see. GEN. What did we like that one on? 130. Oh my goodness. Get out of town. That one's a beauty as well. Now, granted, I haven't looked at the options on these, so I don't know if they're good or they're bad. I'm gonna leave GEN alone, and I'm gonna tell you why. Our point of control on this is above us, and the volume profile is an upside down L, so to speak. Like the larger chunk of people is above us rather than below us, and I would prefer to have a larger chunk down here so that we can come into that and then go. So there you go. That is one I am going to leave alone, although the structure of that chart is gorgeous. So, if you like that one, I couldn't fault you for wanting to take a shot at it. I'd set, if I was taking this, I would think, the pattern kind of starts to break down at 24.45. And a close below that, because you can see we've pierced that a few times, right? So, and what am I on? I'm on a 130-minute chart. So I would think it breaks down on a piercing of that on a 130. Oh, it's an A plus on a 195 too. I just don't like this point of control way up here. There's just a ton of volume right there. Look how much additional volume is right here. I wonder if there's a huge order block sitting there. And every time it comes into it, I don't know. I'm staying away from it. But there you go. All right, so there you go. There's one I don't like very much. I mean, I do like the structure. I'm just going to stay away from it. Let's look at some DGX. What did we like that one on? The 30. All right. There's another one I don't love. I actually kind of like that one for a short. Only because, we're kind of setting up a potential, if I could draw, that's a Head and Shoulders. That's what that's supposed to be. All right, so 2 I don't like. That's great. In the sense that I don't have to watch 70 things tomorrow. All right? TROW on the 195. Nope. Don't like it. Sweet. TDG. What did we like that one on? Also on the, oh my goodness, on the 195. Never heard of these guys. TransDigm Work Group. God, that's a strong. That's expensive. We're going to let that one go too. That's too expensive. But man, that's in a trend. ADSK. I'm pretty sure I'm going to like this one. What do we like that one on? 30 minute, says Sam. Oh, no, I do not. I do not like that. Although that's an earnings win. Nope, Autodesk. Don't like it. All right, we're plowing through these things. All right, cost. Yeah, of course I'm going to like cost. 195. What in the Sam hell? I mean, God, Costco. Thank God I have this in my long-term account. I mean, there's nothing to do with it here. It's like, what a stock. I mean, this is like NVIDIA. It just won't quit. Yeah, nothing to do with it there. I'm not even going to set up a trade plan on it. It's so extended. GoDaddy, what did we like? 130? Okay. Wow. What a move since... I guess I could get rid of my... I don't need my session breaks. God, what a move. Okay. Where are we? All-time highs? No way. For real? God. Look at this move from November. Holy cow. It's essentially doubled since November. That's crazy. All right, so we liked this 130. Was that what I was looking at? All right, I guess it's in a 130-minute A+. What did I write down? Yeah, 130. All right, because 195, it's in a squeeze on a 195. I do like this just because of its strength. So let's find a value area low here. Right there, 137.15. It's almost a secondary one up here. Let's get our point of control in. 138.45. It's a little messy to the top side. Interesting. All right, let's see what this looks like on a lower time frame. Okay, well, it looks like we've got... Yeah, so here's sort of another value area low. 138.11. You can see that here, and then this support level all the way through. I meant to make that yellow, not... Yeah, yellow. Why does it look like that? Maybe that's right where the blue post line is. And then we're going to have a couple of additional support and resistance levels there and there. Should I just make those yellow? Yeah, let's make those yellow. Okay. That's pretty interesting. So it looks like after hours we're sitting kind of right at this 138.11 based on that post line. but it's not really showing up here. I do like GoDaddy. The structure here is a little toppy, especially when you look at these after hours. Whoops, that's not what I wanted. But if you like it, I could see maybe trying to pick it up off of 138.11, depending on where it opens tomorrow. Yeah, see that trend line? That doesn't even work because that was a post-market type of move there. That's not my favorite. It's just so strong. I'd like to see how it opens tomorrow. Maybe a pullback into 138. We'll just keep it on the list. I'm going to put a question mark next to that because I'm not sure if it's going to be a good one. Coin. Oops, sorry. That's not what I wanted. I'm going to go coin. 195. I mean, coin looks a little like the Bitcoin chart. But this is the daily. At 195. I don't love it. It's a little extended. Yep, I don't love coin. Last two, MSTR. Which I called monster earlier because I'm an idiot. Let's go there. Our point of control looks to be about, let's see what point of control is without all that other stuff. All right, point of control here. Nope, that's too expensive. All right, we're out of here. Let's try AI as our last one. Go 30-minute. Oh yeah, that looks a little toppy as well. But man, I like high and tight, right? You hear me say high and tight, or Nate says high and tight. That would be kind of without these wicks, right? This sort of, we want to go. But those wicks are kind of forming little head and shoulders, right? But we've got this trend line here. God, that's a tough one. I mean, I think that one if it wants to go, it's going to go. I could see watching it off of 29, what did I just say? 29.45 for a little bounce and go. I mean, really, it's got to break. It's got to break that. So then maybe I would put in, God, that's a tough one. Where would I put in my, let's go a little tighter. And maybe move this down a little bit. Value area low there. Or would I go, so then point of control would maybe be here. Tough call. I would think something down into 29 on AI could be good. I'm going to put an alert down there. Okay, so I do like AI 30-minute. Because if we came down into the 29, again, our risk reward would be, let's say we're coming up here, touch of the high. Risk reward there is, 6.5 to 1. I like that. I could get behind something like that. Okay, so that means we have what do we have? 1, 2, 3, 4. That's not bad. Off a long list. AI on the 30-minute we have marked up 2880 as our value area low. We're looking for something off of about 2911, shooting for a target of 3081 on AI. And then working backwards, we have LLY. We have an alert set at 829.56 as a decent area to maybe pick up, with a stop down here at 825.38, and then a push up into 838, and then the 1272 at 841. It's a more expensive stock, so maybe there's an opportunity for either a straight call or a credit spread, depending on risk tolerance. ISRG on the 130. It might be going without us, or this might be going without me. This is also a little bit more expensive. Couple of entry potentials. Value area high here, 405. That's aggressive. Pull back into 402.76 could be in the semi-aggressive category. And something down into 398 would be pretty solid. Although I think we're going. That would be something in the 6-to-1 range. But I don't think that's happening. I feel like even if you get something down, that's only a 1.5 to 2 if that's your true. If you're using that low as a true stop. But the problem with that is it's such a high dollar stock that, even with just 1 or 2 contracts, that's gonna be a larger loss than most people are going to want to manage. That's a $6.25 underlying loss, and that's assuming that the stop out happens when it's supposed to from the discipline perspective. So I would think we'd need to move that up if that was the level we wanted to take something off of. And maybe use like a value area high here, so you get more of a 3 or 4-to-1 ratio on that. I really prefer, but I just don't think it's coming. I really prefer something down in there off of that kind of 400 or slightly below. And then finally was NTAP on the 78-minute. Right, and we're looking for a pullback into point of control level with a stop kind of at this 116.50 level. We're targeting a push through new highs at almost a 4-to-1, but we need to pull back because it's also pushing. A lot of things pushing today. Good setups, but things looking extended. That pretty much covers it. NTAP, ISRG, LLY, and AI. I'm sure there's more, but let's see how tomorrow shapes up. I'll also be focusing on quite a few snipers tomorrow if the environment presents itself. But it's been a good week so far. Hope everyone else is doing well. Please let me know if you have any questions. You can drop them into the comment section, and I will try my best to answer them without giving any kind of investment advice. If you have a chart that you want me to look at, let me know, and I'll try to comment on that. And I hope everyone is having a great week. All right, take care out there, and we'll talk to you in the next video.